Hello, everyone. This is Jasper, and welcome back to another episode of the Newton Public Schools Alumni Association podcast series. And today we have another guest joining us here. Welcome to Feiya. Feiya, thank you very much for being here. Would you mind giving us a short introduction of yourself, like when you graduated yourself, as well as what you're hoping to do now?
Hi, my name is Feiya. I am part of the Newton South class of 2025. I graduated last year. I am going to attend NYU next year as a rising freshman.
I see. So, Feiya, I guess you're going to attend NYU really, really soon. Do you kind of have an intended direction that you maybe want to major in?
hmm Currently, I am undecided because I wasn't sure of what direction I want to go to. But right now, I think I'm leaning towards econ or some field in the business
I see.
area.
Okay. So I guess, kind of, is it okay if you walk us through this process of, going from undecided to kind of choosing as an econ major? Because I know, a lot of people kind of go into college and know exactly what to do. And, some people also go in not exactly knowing. So what is the process of you choosing economics?
Yeah. So I knew that I was never a STEM person. I was never really good at science. I was never really good at like hands-on lab work, and I wasn't I know I wasn't into the medical field ever since I was little. So this actually senior year summer, I created this nonprofit. It's called Focus, and it's like helping students find their career path. And then that's kind of
Oh, I see.
like my drive to be like entrepreneurship and starting something, I guess. And that's kind of new. I also really like talking to people and helping people out. So that's kind of why I went towards business and not STEM and like
I see. Okay. So for your focus project, are you planning to continue when you are in college?
oh no, I'm not planning on continuing, but I did hand it off to
Oh, okay, that's
right.
amazing. I see. So I guess, you talked about, the entrepreneurial spirit that you kind of gathered when starting Focus. So are you maybe thinking about taking a business class or something adjacent in college?
Yes, I am taking to intro to macro, I think, like principles of macro, something like that. That will be my econ class. And then my other classes, I will be taking a lot of English, a lot of writing.
I see, I see. Okay. So I guess, you've taken a lot of courses in Newton South High School before entering college. So thinking in hindsight to all the courses that you've taken before, are there maybe a few classes that you think, might provide a stronger foundation for you entering into economics? And if so, what are they?
I wouldn't say there was like a really I guess math, like AP Calc, like that can definitely help you. But one class that I really enjoyed was Miss Chapman's like history class.
Okay.
During my junior year, like I feel like the way she taught history was just so inspiring. Like she would tell it like
Oh,
a
wow.
story. And I actually never liked history until her class. And I actually asked her to write my letter of rec because she was just so nice. And yeah, her class was just
I
really
see.
nice.
So you would say that maybe Miss Chapman was the teacher who maybe had the largest impact on you in your high school time?
Yeah, I would say she's the one that
I
I
see.
would
That's
remember.
fantastic. So I guess aside from classes, were you engaged in any clubs specifically in Newton South? And if so, how do you feel maybe they contributed to what you're going to learn in college?
Freshman and sophomore year, I was in the Lions Roar for a little bit. I was kind of bouncing around. And then junior and senior year, I was into Nebula and yearbook. And I feel like the Nebula like was just really interesting. I wrote a lot of articles. I was in features, so I got to interview a lot of students, like the class presidents, people outside of school, their businesses, and like featuring their whatever they were doing. And yearbook was just a fun side hobby, talking with my friends, taking photos, going to sports games, being involved in the community. Yeah.
I see. That's amazing. So, all of these classes and clubs are, stuff that we will all put onto our application for university. And you haven't gone through the entire college admissions process, and you just haven't come out of it being very freshly out of this, I guess, process that has evolved over a long time. Is there any one or two things that after going through the lived experiences of this college process, see, like, if you could go back in time to Feiya when she was starting to apply, what is maybe one thing you would tell her that you feel was unexpected during this process?
Mhm. I would say not to worry. I got through the common application. Anyone can get through it. Like, I feel like people were overstressed about it, and I started my common application essay relatively like early, not that early. I didn't start in August, like when it came out, maybe like mid-August. And then I ED'd, and I just after I ED, I started planning my other schools, my safety schools. So I would tell myself like not to worry. I did get an ED, fortunately, so yeah.
Okay, I see. That's amazing. So, during the college, the common application, you're writing like a ton of essays essentially. But I know the main essay that everyone's worrying about is going to be the personal essay because they're like, okay, every single school is going to see this essay, and like I really only have like one shot at this. So I guess, what is the process you went through and kind of choosing what to write for your main essay?
Mm. Um, I asked my parents, not gonna lie, because they know me really well. And I asked, like, I just thought myself, like, what do I want to write about? And my personal essay was about like me, my personality, and how I changed. I actually was a very shy person growing up, and how I didn't really like to talk. But then now I'm like more like open, more social, and the process of growth. Like I feel like in your personal essay, you should really talk about growth. Like I think like you people will think, oh, I struggled during this, I struggled during that, but colleges really want to see how you grew from that struggle.
I see.
And I would, yeah, I think talking to a bunch of people and having older people that are already in college like give you advice, give you like feedback about your personal statement, how you can fix things and change wording and stuff like that.
I see. That's amazing. So you talk about fixing stuff and changing the wording of stuff a lot. So this maybe also applies for the supplemental essays that you write for all your college applications. So I guess how much have your essays maybe evolved from your first outline or your first draft? Like did they change drastically? And if so, even if they didn't change drastically, how much do you think it changed?
I think I wrote around like nine like personal essays. I changed the topic quite a lot because I was still debating. I wasn't sure, right? I wasn't like, wait, what was the question again?
Like I guess how much have your essays evolved from your first draft?
I think it did evolve quite a lot, but not so much. Like I just changed how I wrote it, different stories I can put in, different small little details and stuff like that. I also include some of my accomplishments into it, and it was just adding on slowly and slowly.
I see. You mentioned having maybe several ideas for a main essay, having like up to 8 or 9 different like versions of your main essay. Do you think this is comparatively like something that maybe students should try to achieve? Like maybe have a few versions of your main essay and then kind of choose one, or do you think students should kind of settle on one as soon as possible?
I centered on one because I'm not really good at being like I'm not decisive. I can't choose. But maybe having multiple could help you if you really like that. I found inspiration off of like TikTok. Like actually like maybe reading
Wow.
people's personal essays on Instagram on TikTok, and that actually inspired me. Or maybe like on Google, but the Google ones are all very like generic. Like everyone's read them, like everyone's know them. But I feel like TikTok is like personal deep stories and everyone really likes it, and that's what you can also take inspiration from.
I see. Okay. So I guess, you talked about your early decision and how you managed to get into your early decision school, which was amazing because you kind of could just chill a bit for the rest of the year. But I guess, in the first place, what kind of decision process do you go through when choosing which school to apply for ED?
I'm also not a very competitive student. I was just choosing a school that I feel like is a reach and it's a good reach, but not too far of a reach. Um, I knew that I didn't really like, I'm not competitive, as I said, so I didn't want to go for the Ivies. I was not that type of person. I just wanted to go to a school that I would enjoy and I would feel comfortable around the people. And there was also a big diversity and a lot of opportunities around me, and that's how NYU fit into that category. And also, I had a family friend that went to NYU, and she told me about this program that I should apply for, and that
Oh,
was
I
really
see.
what pushed me towards
I
NYU.
see. That's amazing. So I guess, is there maybe one or two specific things about NYU that maybe you feel makes it, I guess, stand out or be unique amongst maybe the other schools that kind of rank similarly to it?
Yeah, so NYU has a special program where you could choose what major you want to do later on. And for example, if I'm not as competitive or I'm not like as like comparing to others, um, this program would help you give you a second chance, basically, like a second chance to get into one of the NYU schools. Like if you want to do dental, you can have a second chance to figure out if you want to do dental, if you want to be a dentist, or if you want to be a doctor, or if you want to do business. And also, you can, this program that I'm in allows you to transfer into any of the schools after 2 years. So, yeah.
I see. That's amazing. Well, Feiya, thank you so much for this. I hope everyone listening has learned a great deal from what Feiya has told us about NYU as well as writing essays because I personally have learned a lot. So once again, thank you very much to Feiya for being here. I'm Jasper, and welcome back next time, I guess. See you.